Before you react to this video, I will advise that you carefully watch it to understand the exact context. You will not fully understand the context of this video until you carefully watch through this political analysis. If you are Peter Obi fan, watch this carefully. If you are Peter Obi's supporter, also watch this carefully. If you are Obi opposition or not in alignment with him, also watch this carefully. Even if you don't belong to any side, also watch this video and learn. So, there's an ongoing social media wave where political commentators and online influencers are pushing a narrative and raising questions around Peter Obi's usual habit of moving from one political party to another. Between 2006 to 2026, Peter Obi has moved from the All Progressives Grand Alliance (APGA) to PDP, then to Labour Party, and now in the African Democratic Congress (ADC) in 2025. This pattern has triggered debates around his political consistency and integrity. Some people are arguing that this kind of movement is not different from what many Nigerian politicians do. Some people are accusing him of sharing the same political pattern, ambition, and political behavior as many other untrustworthy Nigerian politicians. The part that raises the biggest question is his alignment with many popular politicians who have been accused of previously contributing to poor governance in the country. From that point of view, they argue that he should not be treated differently from other politicians who move from one party to another simply because of their personal political ambition. I know at this point you are already seeing a bad picture, but hold on first. Before we take these accusations seriously, let's face facts and do some political analysis. Please stay with me as we dig deeper to reveal some political truths. Now, the question is, why has Peter Obi been moving from one party to another, and is he different from other politicians who are fond of moving from one party to another for their personal political ambitions? When you look at Nigerian politics closely, you will understand that party movement is not always as straightforward as it looks. In many cases, politicians move because of internal party crisis, lack of structure, or the need to find a platform that gives them a better chance to contest. Obi's movement from APGA to PDP can be seen in the context of seeking a broader national platform because APGA only had a strong political root in his state and not at the national level. So, when he wanted to run for presidency, he decided to move to another political party with strong national influence. His movement from PDP to Labour Party before the 2023 Nigerian presidential election was largely influenced by internal issues within PDP and the opportunity Labour Party presented at that time. Now, moving to ADC in 2025 opens another conversation entirely. So, oppositions are questioning Peter Obi's integrity following his movement from the Labour Party that almost gave him a presidential seat to another political party. This is where the concern becomes more serious, because in 2023, the Labour Party was not just a platform for Peter Obi, it became a movement. It gave him credibility as someone who stood outside the traditional political structure. Many Nigerians supported him because they believed he was different from the usual political class. So, moving into a party like ADC, where some of the same old political actors exist, naturally raises questions. It begins to look like a shift from that different identity into the same system he once criticized. And when that happens, people start asking whether that earlier positioning was based on conviction or just personal political ambition. Now get this right. His movement from one party to another doesn't automatically mean he's the same as those politicians, but it creates doubt. And in politics, once doubt enters the minds of the people, it affects trust. But the question now is, if things do not go his way in ADC, will he remain in the party or will he move again to another platform? This is another critical point, because consistency is not just about what you say, it is about where you stand over time. If a politician keeps moving from one party to another whenever things don't go as expected, it begins to look less like strategy and more like instability. So, the question Nigerians are beginning to ask is whether Obi is building a long-term political structure or simply moving from one opportunity to another. But before we crucify Obi, let's critically look at Bola Ahmed Tinubu's political movement in this same regard. Bola Ahmed Tinubu also moved across different political platforms and built alliances over time before eventually becoming the president. His ability to form strong coalitions and align different interests played a major role in the formation and success of APC. So, if we look critically, it may appear that Peter Obi is following a similar political strategy of building alliances across platforms to achieve his goal. But at the end of the day, one thing must be clearly stated. Nigerian politicians are not saints. Many of them have, at one point or another, been part of governments or political systems that previously contributed to poor governance in the country. This is why Nigerians should not hold politicians only by their words but by their actions, because in many cases, what drives political decisions is ambition, positioning, and the desire to gain power. So the real responsibility lies with the people to observe carefully, think critically, and judge based on track record, not just promises.